Now my dear friends, let's discuss the next question, that is section D. And section D, my dear friends, has 3 passages and it is basically a source based question. So first of all, section D, and it is a source based question. And in every passage you will find 3 questions and one question is of 4 marks. So one passage is of 12 marks. So you will find that there are 3 questions and one question is of 4 marks. Now first of all my dear friends, let's discuss the question number 31. And question number 31 is read the given passage and answer the following questions. How do we know about Buddha's teaching? These have been reconstructed carefully, editing, translating and analyzing the Buddhist texts mentioned earlier. Historians have also tried to reconstruct the details of his life from hagiographies. Many of these were written down at least a century after the time of Buddha in attempt to preserve the memories of great teacher. And chapter 4, Themes in Indian History, part 1. So first of all my dear friends, these are the passages, and first of all you will find that these are not the reading comprehension passage. What I have seen some of the students, they think it is a reading comprehension passage, just we have to read the passage and based on that passage there are 3 questions and we have to answer it. Actually my dear friends, it's an inferential passage. What does this inferential passage means? So in inferential passage you will get to know what this passage is talking about, but you will not find the answers. So basically it is an inferential passage, and how we have to answer? We have to answer on the basis of the things that we have studied in our textbook. And here the source is also written. Source is chapter 4, Themes in Indian History, part 1. Now my dear friends, what is the first question we have? What do you understand by the term hagiographies? So what do you understand by the term hagiographies? So first of all my dear friends, what is hagiographies? So it is a biological account of a saint or a religious teacher, and it is often written to preserve. It is often written to praise them and highlight their spiritual qualities. So first of all my dear friends, let's start with the topic. So that is question number 31.1. So first of all my dear friends, answer number 31.1. So first of all, what is hagiographies? So hagiographies, they are the biological account They are the biological account of a saint or religious teacher. So it is a biological account of saint or a religious teacher, often written to praise them, and highlight their spiritual qualities. So they are written to praise them and also to highlight their spiritual qualities. Now my dear friends, what is question number 31.2? So the question number 31.2, write one teaching or philosophy of Buddha. So one teaching or philosophy of Buddha, and we all know that Buddha proposed middle path, that is in Hindi called Madhyam Marg. So 31.2. So it is answer number 31.2. and just you have to elaborate this. So I have written what exactly is the hagiographies means, and just you have to elaborate this in your own words. Now my dear friends, if I talk about important teaching or philosophy of Buddha, important teaching or philosophy of Buddha, and you will find my dear friends that the important teaching and philosophy of Buddha is the middle path. So important teaching or philosophy of Buddha is the middle path, which is called Madhyam Marg, and it means not too much luxury, not too much luxury, not too much asceticism. So not too much luxury, not too much asceticism. So that is called the middle path, and follow the balanced way for enlightenment. So follow the balance way for enlightenment. Follow the balanced way of enlightenment. So I hope it is clear for enlightenment. So it is question number 31.2. Now let's discuss the next question, that is, why do art historians need to acquire familiarity with hagiographies? So why do art historians they need to acquire familiarity with hagiographies? Now see what we can write. So it is answer number 31.3. Answer 31.3. What you can write? Now my dear friends, here you can write that the art historians need to have familiarity with hagiographies because many sculptures, symbols and paintings which are related to the life of the Buddha is based on the story described in the text. So you will find that the art historians they needed familiarity. They needed familiarity with hagiographies because you will find that many sculptures, symbols and paintings which are related to life of the Buddha, is based on the stories described in it. Is based on stories described in it. It is based on the story described in it. So therefore you will find that art historians need the familiarity with the hagiographies. I hope it is clear to all of you. Now let's come to the next question, that is the question number 32. Okay, read the passage and answer the following question. Now, often associated with the goddess were form of the worship that were classified as a Tantra Vidya. Tantric practices whispered several parts of in the Indian subcontinent and they were open to men and women. Practitioners often ignored the difference in the class and caste within the ritual context. Many of these ideas influenced Shaivism as well as Buddhism, especially in the eastern, northern and southern part of the Indian subcontinent. It is source page number 142, chapter 2, themes in Indian history, part 2. So first of all, question number 32.1, is Tantric tradition different from Vedic tradition? So now let's come to the question number 32.1. So question number 32.1, let's see the question number 32.1. 32.1 is the is the Tantric tradition different from the Vedic tradition? So yes, Tantric traditions are different from Vedic tradition. So you will find right that ki yes, Tantric traditions are different from Vedic traditions. Tantric traditions are different from the Vedic traditions because Vedic tradition emphasized on the rituals and sacrifices, because you will find that Vedic traditions, in Vedic traditions, the ritual and sacrifices, they are performed by Brahmanas. So in the Vedic traditions you will find the ritual and the sacrifices, they are performed by Brahmanas, and in Tantric tradition both men and women, in Tantric tradition both men and women are allowed to perform the rituals without being biased about class and caste, without being biased about the class and caste. So that is the difference. Next, my dear friends, we have question number 32.2. So question number 32.2. So question number 31.1 we have did. 32.2, Tantric practices somewhat inculcated the notion of egalitarian society. Do you agree? So you will find that the Tantric practices, they promote the sense of equality. The Tantric practices, you will find, my dear friends, the Tantric practices. So answer number 32.2. The Tantric practices promotes the sense of equality, because the people of because people of different caste, class and gender, different caste, class and gender were allowed. So they were all allowed. So it also promotes the sense of equality. It also promotes the sense of equality. Just you have to elaborate the things, dear friends. Now the third question we have, कि to whom did the tantric ideas influenced? So question number 32.3, that whom did the tantric ideas influenced? So question number 32.3. 32.3, and you will find, my dear friends, that the tantric ideas, they are influenced by Shaivism and Buddhism. So the tantric ideas were influenced by Shaivism and Buddhism. Tantric ideas, they are influenced by the Shaivism and Buddhism, particularly in the eastern, northern and southern region. Eastern, northern and southern region of Indian subcontinent. Particularly in the eastern, northern and southern region of Indian subcontinent. So I hope, my dear friends, is that clear to all of you? Now let's come to the next question. Let's come to the next passage, my dear friends. Okay, read the given passage and answer the following question. Okay, countering the demand of the separate electorate, Govind Ballabh Pant declared it was not only harmful for the nation but also for the minorities. He agreed that be Pokhar Bahadur, that success of democracy was to be judged by the confidence it generates among the different section of people. He agreed that every citizen in a free state should be treated in a manner that satisfied not only his material wants but also his spiritual sense and self-respect, and that majority community has obligation to try and understand the problems of minority and emphasize with their aspiration. Yes, Pant opposed the idea of separate electorate. It was a suicidal demand, he argued, that would permanently isolate the minorities and make them vulnerable and deprive them from the effective stay within the government. So this is the passage, and based on that passage we have to answer the question. Now my dear friends, so first of all, how we have to answer this? So we have read that passage and based on that we have to answer. So answer number 33.1. So answer number 33.1. So first of all, my dear friends, what exactly is the question is answer for the 33.1, that why the nation leaders countering the demand of separate electorates. So why the nationalist leader, they were countering the demand of separate electorate. So first of all, why they were countering the demand of separate electorate? Because you will find that the separate electorate will divide the nation among the community lines. So separate electorate will the divide the nation on community lines, will divide the nation on community lines. So they will divide the nation on the community lines, that will weaken the national unity, weakening the national unity, that will weaken the national unity and permanently isolate the minorities, and permanently isolate the minorities, and this will permanently isolate the minorities. So therefore the separate electorate idea was not good. So I hope it is clear. Just you have to answer this in your own words. So next we have, that is answer number 33.2. 33.2. Now my dear friends, what we have in 33.2, that imagine you are a member of constituent assembly. That means you have to imagine yourself as a member of constituent assembly. Would you support the idea of the separate electorate? Give reason to justify your answer. So you have to give reason to justify your answer if you were member of the constituent assembly, whether you will promote the idea of the separate electorate or not. Now my dear friends, first of all, whatever you think, that whether you wish to support the separate electorate, whether you want to not to support the separate electorate, you have to give the reasons. So you will find that if I would be the member of the constituent assembly, I would not support the idea of separate electorate. So the next question can be, no, I would not accept the idea of separate electorate. I would not support the idea of the separate electorate because it would encourage the division, because it would encourage the division, it would encourage the division and communal politics, and communal politics instead of national integration, instead of national integration. So instead of national integration, so it would support the communal politics and it is against the national integration. Now come to the next question, dear friends, that is question number 33.3. What arguments was given by B. Pokar Bahadur to which the Govind Vallabh Pant agreed? So here you will find that it is written in the passage itself. He means Govind Vallabh Pant, he agreed with the B. Pokar Bahadur that success of a democracy was to be judged by the confidence it generates among the different section of people. So he agreed with the B. Pokar Bahadur that success of a democracy was to be judged by the confidence that it generates among the different section of people, and he means Govind Vallabh Pant. So what was the argument given by B. Pokar Bahadur to Govind Vallabh, to which the Govind Vallabh Pant agreed? So you will find that the answer number 33.3. 33.3. So you will find, my dear friends, that that he agreed that the success of democracy, the success of democracy, the success of the democracy should be judged by the confidence that it generates among the different section of people, different section of people. So that is the for the answer number 32.3. So that is directly given in the passage. So this is directly being given in the passage, dear friends. So that I have highlighted this. So we have discussed the questions that was related to the source based. Now my dear friends, come to the section E, that is the map based questions. So map based question. Now question number 34.1, what it says ki on the given political map of India, locate and label the appropriate symbols. Amravati Stupa, Magad Mahajanpad, Rakhigadi Harappan site or Lothal. So first of all guys, it is on the political map of India. So just you have to highlight the states where they are located. So first of all, Amravati Stupa, where it is located? So Amravati, it is located where? So it is located in Andhra Pradesh. Next, Magad Mahajanpada, that is in Bihar. Rakhigarhi, Haryana. And Lothal, it is in Gujarat. Lothal, it is in Gujarat. Now, question number 34.2. On the same outline map, two places have been marked with A and B as the center of revolt of 1857. Write down their correct names on the lines drawn near them. So, let's see the map. Let's see the map. So, it is first it is A and then we have the B. So, first my dear friends, if you will see, that is around the Uttar Pradesh. So, it must be Meerut. And here it is in West Bengal. So, in West Bengal, my dear friends, we have the center Barakpur. We have the center Barakpur and there it is Meerut. So, Meerut and Barakpur, these are the centers, and from Barakpur it was started by Mangal Pandey, and Meerut on the soldiers of the Meerut cantonment revolted. So, I hope my dear friends, is that clear to all of you? I hope it is clear to all of you, my dear friends. And here we discussed about the places, that is Amravati, Andhra Pradesh, Magad Mahajanpad, Bihar, Rakhigarhi, that is in Haryana, and Lothal, it is in Gujarat. So, I hope it is clear to all of you. So, my dear friends, here we completed the discussion of the sample paper, and there I have told you almost all the questions. Now, in the long answer and short answer, what I have did, just I have given you the pointers ki what you should write within the word limit to answer your question. So, one thing you should always note, that you should not evade the word limit. If you are thinking that ki by evading the word limit you will be getting good marks, so it is not practically possible. So, the teachers, they are with the examiners, they are very strict about the word limit. Whatever the word limit it is given in the question, you have to follow that. So, I hope it is clear to all of you, and here I have given you the outlines ki what pointers you should write in your answer, and what you have to do, you have to express your thoughts in your own words. So the most important thing is that the expressing of the thought in your own words. So I hope, my dear friends, through this discussion of the CBSE sample paper class 12th, you must have got an insight ki how you have to write the answer, how you have to solve the objective questions, what should be the logic behind that, and what you should do while solving the questions which is passage based. So sometimes the passage you will find one answer or sometimes two answer from the passage. Sometimes the passage will be inferential in nature, you will get to understand what this passage is talking about, but you will not able to find the answer in it, like we have seen in the passage of both the hagiographies. So thanks everyone for joining the session, and I hope you must have understood the properly about the discussion on sample paper. So thank you everyone.